So I've been putting off making this video for a while, but I feel like it's time because of the situation me and my family are in. And I'm putting it out there because I really need some help. For those of you who have been following me and my family for a little while, you know that we just recently moved out of our camper that we lived in for the last 2 years into our dream living situation, which was a cute little house on some property that we are renting. And it is just a dream we manifested. And we are so thankful for the situation we are in. But a few months ago in mid-December, my husband ended up going to the hospital unexpectedly. He wasn't feeling well for a couple days, and then one day he started having some really intense symptoms. He had double vision, he was dizzy, he was slurring his words, and he had facial droop. And I'm looking at this going, oh my God, this is a stroke. And so I'm like, we need to go to the hospital now. And he's like, well, I'm fine. We'll wait till tomorrow. I was like, no, we're going now. And our local hospital did a few tests and they could not figure out, like, 32-year-old man, super healthy. All his tests were amazing, like in good health. And they could not figure out why he was dealing with this. And because they didn't have an MRI machine there, we took him to another hospital. We couldn't get him into another hospital because there were so many cases. So they were like, honestly, like, if you take him there, they can't deny you. So we got him discharged and we took him there. So we moved him to another hospital. They did a bunch of tests. Still could not figure out why he was having these symptoms. And there was no sign of an actual stroke. There were a couple days there, more than a couple days, where I thought my husband was going to pass. I was really genuinely considering the possibility, like, am I going to be planning a funeral here? I have a almost 5-month-old. Like, it was really upsetting, understandably. We actually decided to get married in the hospital, just for legal reasons, so I could sign things for him, because he was not able to, like, sign things, anything. He could barely speak at this point. He had double vision. He was very weak. And so we decided to get married. And the chaplain came in. We got married. We actually have it on camera. It's really sweet. But I really thought we were going to lose him. And anyway, third hospital could not figure out what it was. So we transferred him again to a hospital. And at the second hospital, his arm started swelling. And they thought that was super weird. They're like, it's really weird, like, that this could be a coincidence, like, but they couldn't figure it out. And they were pumping him through full of antibiotics and nothing was changing. He wasn't getting worse necessarily, even though he was really bad, but, like, he wasn't getting any better. So we took him to the third hospital, and his arm was getting worse and worse and causing him an aggressive amount of pain. And so they decided to do surgery on it to see what was going on. And they found out there was sepsis in it. As soon as they did the surgery and started putting him on medication for that, his symptoms did start slowly going away. And after about 2.5 weeks, he was actually able to come home. So he missed Christmas, Rowan's first Christmas. We were able to go visit him in the hospital, but he wasn't there. It was really upsetting for all of us, especially for my husband. So after he got home, he had to have a PICC line. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically an IV that goes straight into your heart. And he had to have round-the-clock antibiotics, which was hugely intensive. And I had to administer all of those. We calculated he had about 500 things administered to him over the course of like 3 weeks. It was a lot. And he really could not do anything because his dominant arm was the one he had surgery on, and then his other arm had the PICC line. So it was like he couldn't do anything. So I basically was taking care of everything in the house. Mind you, I also had to take care of everything in the house while he was in the hospital and take care of the baby. I ended up staying at my mother's house, and it was just around the clock, like no stopping. And it's been really a lot. And it's been really challenging. So we started a GoFundMe because he's the main breadwinner of the house and could not work. And I'm a stay-at-home mom and solely breastfeeding and all of that. So we started a GoFundMe so we could, you know, function for at least a few weeks, thinking it was, you know, he was going to heal really quickly. But he's had to have physical therapy and things like that. And even though he is healing fairly well, and the doctors are really excited to see the progress of him healing, they think that, they're still not sure, but they think that what it was he had an autoimmune response in his brain because of the infection that caused a lot of swelling, which is what caused the symptoms. But they still aren't technically sure what it was. Even though he is recovering, he is unable to do any type of full-time work. And my hope was originally to, after, you know, we got settled, that he would be able to take care of Rowan and that I would go to work. But he still, even though he is healing, is really not capable physically of taking care of Rowan. And we don't have the financial ability to pay for childcare. So we've really, you know, we've been utilizing the GoFundMe best we can for the last couple months. We've been very careful about it. And, you know, we've been doing our best, and the healing process has just been much more slow than we thought. And he still has a lot of weakness in his arms. So it's really challenging on that front. And on top of that, our car crapped out on us a couple weeks after this whole hospital thing happened. And so we need a new car. Anyway, rent is coming up, and the GoFundMe has slowly been used. And I know the internet is an amazing resource. And like I said, I've been putting off making this video because I was really hoping that the money we'd gotten would, you know, hold us until, you know, either he could go back to work or I could find a job. He's currently just went back to a job he had years ago, which is a part-time job. He's only there a few hours a week though, because he gets exhausted really easily. And when he comes home, he's, you know, he sleeps on his days off. I really wish he wasn't actually doing that, but he feels very much like he needs to take care of his family. So I think it's good for his mental health, but it's not anywhere near what we need. So anyway, all that being said, I have a GoFundMe, and I know the internet is an amazing resource, and I'm just putting it out there. If anyone can donate, it would be extremely helpful. I'm actually here with my mom. I come over to my mom's twice a week so she can watch Rowan, so I can do some online stuff. But again, it's not super sustainable financially. And I'm looking at getting some like remote jobs. I'm looking at that. We're looking into disability, but all that takes time, of course. So we've got a lot of things going, but we're just, that rent is due, and we've got bills, and we need a new car, desperately need a new car. And so I have the GoFundMe on my page. And so even if you can just comment and share this video, it would be super, super helpful. We've had so many amazing people support us. But as you know, the longer it goes, you know, people either forget about it or, you know, they helped already. And so it's, you know, so I'm putting it out there. If anyone is willing to donate, it would be so helpful. Or like I said, even just share or comment or whatever, be much, much appreciated. And hopefully in a few months, we'll be back on our feet, or I'll be getting a remote job or whatever. I know good things are coming for us, and there's so much available to us. But right now, we need some help. And I feel really embarrassed asking, which I need to like just be okay. Everyone needs help sometimes, and I need to be like okay with that, not feel guilty for being in a space of receiving. But yeah, anyway, that's the thing. That's what's going on. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And you've all been so amazing. I love you. Mwah, much love.